All right, welcome to the Shiloh farm. Today is our garden update. It is July 2nd, 2022. We got a lot of stuff that we are harvesting this week, things that we're planting, and stuff that we're just trying to keep generally alive. So we're also gonna give you a quick livestock update and some updates on the perennial garden that we're putting in as well, and whatever else we find that's fun along the way. So let's get started. So we're gonna start off in the raised garden portion, and our strawberries have gone gangbusters. We've been picking so many strawberries this year. It's been so fun, but I wanted to point out something interesting here. This is the mother plant, okay? So this is a first year strawberry, and this is called the daughter plant. This is a runner. This is a strawberry runner. Now, these runners are how you can propagate new plants. You see these little nodules right there? Those will turn into roots. So you can actually get more. This root will stick into the ground, and then once it does that and it grows roots, you can actually cut this off right here and then move this strawberry wherever you want. That's how strawberries are able to spread. Now you can see how much energy it's putting into these runners. So if you want more fruit, you need to cut these off when they do get roots, because this strawberry only has like one fruit on it, whereas the ones that don't have runners like this one, they're producing a lot more strawberries because more energy is going into the fruit production. So something to point out there. The flower box is doing well. I definitely think these sunflowers are going to start shading out the zinnias and all the other flowers we have, but we do have some that are blooming, which is kind of cool. And I noticed today, this little weed, this is not a sunflower right here. This is, I think, velvet leaf or something. It snuck in with the sunflowers, so we'll need to pull that, but it did a really good job of surviving, disguising itself as a weed. The beans, man, they got smoked this year. I don't know, we don't spray chemicals, so I don't know what it was, but there's only like one bean that's doing a pretty good job growing up there. Our clematis is surviving. It hasn't really done anything yet. I don't expect that to bloom this year, but we did plant 2 clematis on those sides. The potatoes, oh my gosh, you guys, this is so crazy. The turkey, I had no idea because these potatoes were so green. The turkey was laying eggs in the potatoes. Isn't that nuts? So this box of potatoes is pretty much done. Now that the vine has died off, there's still a little bit of green left in the vine itself, but I really need to get these harvested this week, otherwise they will start to rot underneath there. But this box, I don't know if it just got more rain or more shade. I think it just gets more shade. This box is still going, so I'm not gonna harvest this one yet. This is so funny. We've been picking a few of the leaves off of this, but it just looks so good. It's almost decorative at this point. Like, we're not even really eating it. Celery has been getting toasted. I did apply an organic fertilizer to this, and it just does not look good. So I'm gonna call the celery probably a failure this year. Although we have eaten a few of the stalks. So they're not big by any means, but we have taken them, put them in some soups, and they do taste good. Brussels sprouts are just tiny. They haven't done anything. It's definitely the wrong time of year for Brussels sprouts, plus the bugs. You can see the bugs have been getting to those. Broccoli, we're gonna harvest some broccoli heads. They're not as big as I was hoping. They're just kind of tiny. But I think if we cut the top off, it'll continue to grow some more heads like off the shoot. Like if I cut this off, that one will continue to grow. Sorry, I almost skipped over the sweet potatoes. Still, again, this variety did so much better. Let me give you that variety. I left the stick in here. The Carolina Ruby. Yes, Carolina Ruby is doing way, way better than the all purple sweet potato, which is in this row and that row. And I definitely need to get some water on those. We haven't got a lot of rain. Poppies, not doing much over there. Carrots, I just don't think they're gonna survive this year. That's about as big as they are. And we still got a little bit of time. I'm not gonna harvest them right away, but I'll eat this one. We are going to take this box with the strawberries And we're actually going to turn this into our asparagus box. We're going to plant asparagus there. I am trying to find varieties that I can plant in the fall so that I can get that established and we'll get some next spring. And then more carrots. I'm letting these carrot tops grow because I'm going to actually harvest the seed from those. So that's the plan on those. Morning glories have really started to take over the arch. But I do have some of the wisteria is still, oh man, the camera's not focusing. There you go. Some of the wisteria is still surviving, especially over here and over here. We got the lettuce out. So the lettuce is all gone out of here. And what I'm going to do now is I might just plant a cover crop or I might just keep it covered. Because here is where we'll do more cool season stuff. So in a few weeks, like at the end of July, I'll start planting beets and probably some turnips and radishes in this box. So we do have some beets left that we've been slowly harvesting. Onions are done, so I'm gonna get these out this week. They're still green, but they've toppled over. The bottom leaves are dying off. And so it's definitely time to pull that. I'm gonna pull it up gently here. They're not massive by any means, but they're gonna be nice. What we'll do is we'll end up braiding these together, and I'll do a little tutorial on that. And then we got our Swiss chard, which the baby goats have been getting out, and they love this Swiss chard, so there's not much left there. And shallots are still going strong. Garlic, probably, I keep saying, I feel like every week I say, oh, we'll probably harvest garlic this week. We will harvest garlic soon, and probably this week. Cabbage is looking real nice. We got oh, it really doesn't want to focus on there, does it? There we go. We got a nice rain last night. It wasn't a lot, but enough to make these really perk up, and cabbage heads are getting real close to harvest there. What else do we have? Herbs. We got basil, the purple basil, the one purple basil that survived. And everything else just kind of rough. We do have lots of mint, so we're going to harvest the mint. We're going to start drying the mint and saving that. It doesn't have the same flavor if you dry mint as using it fresh, because so much of the mint is in the oil. But we're going to dry some, that way we can preserve it for later and make some homemade ice cream. So that is the raised garden portion of the tour. Moving over to the big side, we do got our watermelons. So this is the sugar baby. Starting to get some little tendrils in there, but no vines yet. They haven't toppled over and started spreading. They're more just kind of surviving. This is kind of interesting. So all of our cucumbers, zucchini, in the daytime, they look like this. The leaves droop over. They don't look well at all. It's actually preserving the leaf from frying up. So it's kind of like a solar panel. Like if you think about a solar panel being out like this, collecting a bunch of sun, it actually droops down so that it's not collecting as much sunlight because it doesn't want to burn itself up. So they look really bad, but if I come out here at like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, they'll look really nice. They are starting to put on some fruit. I see a weed there that I gotta pull. These weeds are just nasty. This is called pigweed, and it's terrible. But we are getting some flowering action on the squash there. Our zucchini. I think we're gonna be able to harvest a zucchini. Yeah, we are. We'll be able to harvest this zucchini, probably this one too, this week. And once zucchini starts going, you gotta be on top of it, because it only takes like 2 days for zucchini to go from fresh to way too big and not good at all. Peppers, gosh, you guys, I told you peppers, it's just been a bad year for peppers, but they have looked like this since the very beginning. Like, I don't think they've grown much at all. Obviously this one has, but looking down this row, brutal. Not a great year for peppers. Tomatoes have come out of it. They've really loved this heat. We have not watered them much at all, so they haven't been getting overwatered. And so, I need to get a cage for this one. So they're looking pretty good. You can see our These are gonna be really, really nice looking tomatoes here pretty soon. And like our cherry tomatoes, these are ready. These are ripe and ready for picking. So let's just pluck those off right now. Certain varieties of cherry tomato will all ripen this stem at the same time. This variety, the Sweet 100, is not necessarily like that. So we're just gonna pick them when they're ripe. So that's the tarp portion. Let's go over to the sweet corn and the pumpkins. Walk over here. So I said that I was planting stuff today. We got all the mini pumpkins here. So we have orange pumpkins, striped pumpkins, so the orange and white pumpkins, and white pumpkins there. We did the decorative gourds here, I'm pretty sure. Decorative gourds, and then like the swan gourds, if you ever seen the ones that you make like birdhouses out of. We did those. We did like the red pumpkins, the ones that have like the warts on the side. So weird kind of pumpkins. And then big pumpkins right here in the shade. So what I'm gonna do today is finish out the rest of this row right here and right there with regular pumpkins, because I got all excited about the pumpkins I was planting and I realized I didn't get normal pumpkins. So we're gonna get some normal pumpkins going. Sunflowers. This is gonna look so pretty when these sunflowers are all up. It'll be a nice wall of them. It's cool to see the color difference too in these red ones. I don't know, hopefully you can see that on camera here. These ones have like a very normal sunflower look, but these ones are darker. There's like a purple hue to them, which is kind of neat. But this pollinator strip too that we planted in between, beautiful. That flower is just gorgeous. We got lots of bees, which is a good thing, because speaking of bees and bugs, holy cow, the Japanese beetles. Where are they at? Oh yeah, right there. Japanese beetles have been getting it on like crazy, and they are everywhere in this corn. Everywhere. Look at this tassel, you guys. Oh my gosh. That is just awful. So I'm gonna go get some traps at Orscheln's, or Tractor Supply. They make these traps that have like a pheromone. So it's a sticky thing with pheromones that make, it's basically a sex trap. It makes them want to come and reproduce on that trap. And so it catches them, but they are all over this corn. So I got to get that taken care of, and fast, because Japanese beetles can literally destroy a crop within days. So that is on the agenda. That's the sweet corn. Sorry, I never mentioned that we were walking through, but this is our Native American corn. And it's much shorter, but you can see like over here, it's starting to tassel. So it won't be a few weeks until we get some corn starting to grow in those stalks. So that is the big garden side. I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time on the grapes just because nothing really is new. But I did want to point out that I do have another blackberry bush growing there. And this one, I'm officially calling it quits on that one. This one will be good. And then these two, the two that I planted, I'm calling it on those as well. So out of the 6 that we planted, we got 4 of them that I think are gonna work. So that's good. And the rhubarb doesn't look great, but it did establish. I don't think it's gonna die this year, and so that's good. I didn't want to harvest a whole lot off of it with it being its first year, but we will try to take enough that we can make a rhubarb pie to celebrate. And then the apples, if I can get that off. The apples are, well, yeah, they're like this big right now. They're not huge. It'll be a couple months before the apples are ripe, but it actually put on more than I was expecting. Earlier I was saying that we weren't gonna get a great harvest. It's not gonna be a bumper crop by any means, but there's gonna be quite a few, enough that we'll be able to can some applesauce and apple jam and make some apple pies. So that's good. We did it. We got one blueberry starting to ripen. I bet we could pick it tonight. And the rest of these plants, like this one didn't really do anything. I only see like, yeah, there's like 6 blueberries on it. And we only got like a few on this one, but I'm gonna count that as a win. We got 1 blueberry. That's all I care about for this year. Yes. All right, let's go feed the goats and the sheep. So we got Boots. Boots is our wether, so he cannot reproduce. He had his nuts chopped off, so he's just for fun. But he's the first goat we had, and we love him. We love his blue eyes. He's so cute. So we keep him around. He's kind of a bully. Then we got Susie. Susie's the one that had her first baby. This is Belle. We call her Cowbell. Yeah, see, I told you. Boots is a meanie. Belle is the first goat that we had born here on the farm, so she's very special to us. Then Mr. Tumnus, it's Belle's dad, his papa. We got Reba. Reba came to us from another farm, and Reba had twins. So Reba's kids, we got the boy right there. That is Ramon, and we have Ramona. So those are the 2 twins. And then the mom, her babies are out in the field. But we're keeping her separated from Chipotle is the ram that we have. So we're keeping her separated, weaned her off from the babies. So this mom, we're calling, well, we had started talking about Chili because the dad is Chipotle, but we don't really know if we like that. So we still need a few names for the sheep. If you guys have any name suggestions for that, but we do appreciate all the name suggestions for the goats. I love Reba. Reba was awesome. And then we did have somebody say Ramon for the boy, so then we just decided to name the girl Ramona so that they match. So that's where we're at with the goats. What's up, Little Red? We got Little Red and Dolly. Little Red is getting attacked by flies. So we're working on taking care of that problem. But other than the fly issue and them attacking his horns, see how they get right there and they get at the base of his horns. He's got blood there. So the flies have just been awful this year. What he does is he likes to sit underneath that tree to keep the flies off of him. And we'll use a fly spray to help, but it just doesn't seem to be working. So we might either switch up a new brand or try something different. Just really tough to keep all these flies off his body. See how bad they are? But you're doing good, aren't you? You're doing good. And then the sheep over here. Later, Dolly. The sheep are the ones that we don't have names for. So I've got Chipotle. Chipotle is the dad. But I need names for these. And I thought, you guys help me out if this is stupid. This one's black and this one's white. So why not call this one Pepper and Salt? Salt and Pepper. It's cute, right? Maybe not. Maybe it's not cute. Hey guys, do you want some treats? They're not used to the treats yet. I honestly have not spent hardly any time out here with these sheep. Oh my gosh. I thought I was about to get run over. He came out of nowhere. You want some? Yeah. Anyway, I haven't been out here with these sheep, so I need to spend a little more time so that they get to know me better, because they're just very skittish. They're not like pet friendly like this big guy here. I'll leave you to your treats, buddy. Have a great day. Last but not least, the chickens. They're hot. It's like 95 degrees out here today. They're extremely hot, which means they either hang out in the shade here. And this is a mess, by the way, you guys. I just was working on getting feed. Our feeder fell down, so I need to attach that back up to the tree. But they either hang out in the trees here. I've got one that likes to sit in the tree, which is kind of fun. Or they lay in this dirt, just like this. So what this chicken is doing is called sunbathing. Now, chickens do not have sweat glands like humans. They can't regulate their body temperature like us. And so what they do is they take a bath in the sand, and that actually helps them cool down. It keeps the mites off of them, so it suffocates any kind of insects, keeps flies off of them and things like that. But they're destroying the yard by doing these dust baths, so it's kind of funny. I need to start getting things filled in, but that's a vital part of the chicken health is allowing them to have those dust baths. When they don't do that, they hang out in the coop. So they hang out in here and stay cool as well. I got some of the baby chicks. I let about half of them out, and the other babies are inside there. We got a turkey egg. If you've never seen a turkey egg compared to a regular chicken egg, it's a lot bigger. A lot bigger. And definitely it's more rubbery. But I got these 2 turkeys over here that are laying those eggs. Just preening themselves. They're so pretty. So fun to look at. But I'm trying to get more. I want to get a few turkey toms. These are females, so I'd like to get a tom. That way these are fertilized and they can hatch more out for themselves. What's up, neighbor? Anyway, there's the chicken update for you. So that's gonna wrap it up for us here this week. As you can see, I'm hot and sweaty. Holy cow, it's like 95 out here. It's gonna be really hot. We only got like 1/10 of an inch of rain in the last week, so we really could use some rain just to cool things down. But I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this. I know it's long, but I will be posting these once a week, and we're trying to grow YouTube. It's a great way to help my family, and I can do this more full-time. At least that's the hope. So I really do appreciate it. Please subscribe. I'll post these once a week, plus more tutorial videos. A lot of you have asked about these raised garden beds. I'm gonna post a video about that as well on how we built those. So have a great 4th of July, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you next week.